You are now tuned in to the new Old Heads podcast, brought to you by BringingDownTheBand.com. No bad ideas, Coleman Dental and Printfinity. I am Major 7th. I make beats, and I have the t-shirts to prove it. And I'm looking directly at the maestro, the one and only Lonegevity. How are you, sir?
I'm well.
Good. Nice Bears
Thanks.
cup.
Thank you.
Yeah. You feel good about them?
I don't know how they're doing.
Okay. Shout out to Firefox. Caddy Corner. DJ Jay Diff.
I don't understand Firefox. What was that come?
I don't know.
Fire Coach Fox.
Firefox.
Yeah.
Got you. All right. Okay.
yeah,
I thought you were talking about the web browser.
No, they ain't giving us a check, man. It ain't about that. DJ
I see
J,
what you're trying to do.
you saw that. You caught that. DJ Jay Diff, Adidas up. What's up, sir?
Salutations.
You all right?
I'm good.
Good. I like that smile on your face.
Thank you.
Looking enthused today. That's what's up.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. Filling in for the incomparable DJ Spoolz. Mr. Wavy Light Skinned Girls Be Loving Me Now.
Once again, I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, hello, Michael.
Mr. Jay Moore, the voice of Indianapolis. He has come home on his conditioning. He confessed to DJ Metronome and myself.
That was actually not a confession of any sort. I think it was loud in that place, and you didn't understand what I was trying to say.
Shout out to DJ Metronome. If you're watching this, you know what we heard. He confessed to his conditioning. But it's cool, though. I'm not judging him. It is what it is. I like when friends can just open up about stuff like that.
Like
he spilled it. Yeah, mentally in terms of.
Did he say take the panties off and do the right thing?
Well, see,
He didn't say that. He didn't get that far.
somebody bought me some Crown Royal, and I was feeling some kind of way.
Was it after 12?
Yeah, it was after 12.
Yeah, it was a little.
sorry.
It was, yeah, a little
Coaches
later.
after 12 is a special place.
Yeah.
But
it is.
he confessed to.
That was
Metronome and
a
myself.
funny one. That was.
Yeah. I'm just glad he kind of admitted it because I got factual evidence on his Instagram to prove my theory.
No,
Yeah.
not really, but okay.
We ain't gonna get into that though. I comment every time I see it too. He knows that.
No.
Yeah. Episode 59. I have nothing. I have nothing that relates to 59.
Well, generally that's Spoolz
It
doing.
is.
He usually
Yeah.
figures out what sports star, what not. I
I've got
kind of just chill in the
nothing.
cut because
Yeah.
these are people I don't know.
I got nothing for 59. Loan, anything?
No.
No.
59 is a prime number.
Okay.
So this
It
is
is.
the
It's
so this is
odd
the
too.
prime number episode.
It's
then?
and this
Or
is
is it a composite?
See, don't get me with the math.
Years removed, man.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't reach. We don't have to reach now. If there's nothing for 59, then it's just a wrap. You know, we gotta just
Yeah, once you get into these numbers, because it's not a lot of NBA players that have like those past 55, and
it's gonna be kind of tough.
then you start
from
getting
here on
into
out.
like weird like defensive linemen.
offensive linemen.
Yeah, so it's kind of rough.
I remember when WXIN used to be 59, Fox 59.
They ain't
Okay.
giving us a check.
Danny
Yeah.
Trevathan
They're not.
from the Broncos and now the Bears was 59.
Danny
Yeah.
Trevathan.
I think he got hurt.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's not. We don't know him well enough to give him an
That's
episode.
not a Hall of Famer.
Nope. I think
So-
he won a Super Bowl with the Bears. Or maybe that was after. I don't know.
All right, it's just episode 59, y'all.
Episode 59.
In your mouth.
Fox 59.
Very Indiana reference. It's all good.
Yeah, so we're just gonna go with episode 59. Is that cool?
Yeah, episode 59 is cool.
Yeah, Ghostbusters used to come on Channel 59. It's cartoon.
Hey, listen. First of all, I fool with Ghostbusters. You know,
Hey, you know who played Winston Zedmore on that the real Ghostbusters cartoon?
Who?
That was Arsenio Hall.
Word.
Wow.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because they recently added those episodes to Netflix.
Okay.
And I went back and watched quite a few of those. The dude that played there's actually a lot of decent voice actors on that
Mm-hmm.
on that show. The dude that played who's the guy in Full House? One of the cousins.
Oh, you're thinking about Dave Coulier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Joey.
Dave
Joey?
because I
Was he
remember
Uncle Joey?
Dave Coulier had a
Yeah, that
show
was Uncle
on
Joey.
That was Uncle
Nickelodeon
Joey, right?
way back in the day called Out of Control. That's how I knew who
Okay.
Dave Coulier was.
Dave
Who did he
Coulier.
voice in the cartoon?
I think it was Venkman, actually. It was either
Pete Venkman?
Venkman or Stance, one of the others.
Okay.
But it was two different people. But they're, yeah.
No, the real Ghostbusters was the
It
truth.
was actually pretty dope.
It actually kept that franchise alive. And there was like 5 years between the first Ghostbusters movie and the Ghostbusters 2 in '89. So
One of Bobby Brown's coldest records is attached to Ghostbusters 2.
It is.
Yeah. On Our Own is one of his best records, period.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
do you remember Run DMC had a song on that soundtrack?
did they?
I don't remember.
Now
Yeah,
that
there was
I
a
do,
video
and
for it in
I'm a
Home
Ghostbusters fan. I
Word.
don't remember
Yeah,
that.
go back and check that out.
Lone, do you remember a Ghostbusters? I mean, Run DMC record on Ghostbusters? The soundtrack?
Do you remember how it went?
I can't remember.
No, I just remember there was a video, and I remember Sigourney Weaver had on a gold chain. It was live. It was
we
real
must
live.
have clearly missed this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
don't
know I
remember that.
missed that one.
Yeah, you'd have remembered that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bobby Brown record is
I
cold.
just know they sampled the I Ain't Afraid of No Ghost, and they played that. It was
Shout out to DJ Castle in Chicago, well, New York now, as well as Metronome. They always play that record. Anytime somebody asks for it, they will play it.
that was the song of the summer, 1989. I remember
Facts. Facts. I love that movie.
I don't remember that, but I like that song.
that.
You mean On Our Own?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay. You gotta
Right.
specify because I'm sitting there like, I ain't never heard of
Yeah, I don't know about the DMC joint. I've never
Ghostbusters.
heard
No, I
that.
ain't even talking about that.
No, I
like
remember-
the Ghostbusters.
Like
theme
Bobby
song.
Brown was in the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
he was in
yeah.
Ghostbusters too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He's parking cars and say no. He let them into the mental when they were being evaluated. He was the one.
no,
opening
no,
the
he
door
was working
for
at
him.
like he was like a doorman.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, my kid brother wants one of those proton packs.
Yeah.
He got to check twice off Ghostbusters too.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Bobby Brown was getting
Bobby
it,
was
y'all.
about that bread.
Man,
Yeah, Bobby was about that bread. I heard, I think we talked about this a couple episodes ago. They're gonna do a movie on him, and the same guy that played him in the
New Edition
movie is
movie,
gonna
yeah.
play him. That's gonna be dope.
yeah.
Because he actually did a damn good job on. Bobby Brown's not an easy dude to.
Well, that New
Portray.
Edition movie all around was good.
All
I
right.
think the
No, I
actors
read that
played
book.
them.
Yeah, I read the Bobby Brown book. It was actually like that's going to be an incredible movie.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this before we jump in, because I had this argument with one of my cousins. So we have the New Edition movie, we have Jackson's American Dream,
Right.
and we have the Temptations. Now, the New Edition movie is still fresh. We're talking about something that just came recently just came out. So Jackson's American Dream, we talking about what? 3, 4, 5 parts when it came out,
Yeah,
right?
definitely
think it
came
was-
on for about 3-4 nights.
Yeah,
About 3 or 4 nights
like
straight, right?
if it comes on VH1, it's basically on the entire day.
There you go.
Yeah.
So the Temptations, I think, was two.
It was 2
big
nights. I remember
episodes,
that. It was 2 nights.
Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
See,
Shout out to Leon. So if we had to pick one, and this is hard because the New Edition is still fresh. So are we ready to put New Edition up on the level of the Temptations and the Jackson's American Dream, or is it too early for that? Because I thought they killed it.
I thought they killed it too, but
Not quite.
man, those two shows are when did Temptations come out?
It was after
Temptations
Jackson's
came out
American Dream.
Temptations came out like 99, 2000.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
I think it was after Jackson's American
Jackson's
Dream.
American Dream. I
Well,
was
that
still-
one came out when I was in like junior high.
that was
early
like, that was
90s.
like 92, 93.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't necessarily put the New Edition story in there right now.
It's not time yet, right?
Nah.
Okay, that's fair.
But it's good. It's really good. It's actually hipping youngsters to New Edition.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of videos with kids dancing and singing New Edition songs.
That had no idea about
Right.
it. Yeah,
That's dope.
That's dope.
This just shows you the power of media in that way.
Right.
When that movie came out, Heartbreak jumped back into the top 100 after being out for like 27 years.
Yeah, man.
I saw the streams when I was because it made me want to go back and revisit. And I saw the streams on Spotify. I'm like, dang, these old songs are starting to jump up. He has it on wax, I believe, unopened at your crib.
I have.
Is that right?
No, it's actually open,
It's
but
open, okay.
I have the Heartbreak album on the full album on vinyl. But I also have, like I said, New Edition's my group. And
That's a classic album.
I
though.
have-
Heartbreak is a classic
I
album.
have all 5 singles off of the Heartbreak album on 12-inch.
That's a classic album if you think about it.
No,
Those are some good extras on there.
oh, really? And pretty much set the table for modern R&B.
Yeah.
From like people don't really talk about how
Thank you.
that
Thank you.
the influence of that album.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they were just putting it down at that point. Like at one point they had done, Heartbreak, and the next thing they did was they did Control, Heartbreak, and Rhythm Nation within 4 years.
They laced Janet production wise. They laced.
Well, they was lacing Janet from
early
the
though.
beginning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They laced her.
Once they finally took over when they did Control.
Yeah,
because that was like Janet's third album.
Yeah,
they laced her production wise. I'm talking about heat.
Like when you go back and listen to Control, you're like, oh, this is the blueprint of everything that these young girls are doing now.
man.
Yeah, so
Janet had it going on.
Yeah,
She still got it going on.
She do though. I seen her live.
yeah,
Okay, all right.
She 50 some odd years
Yeah,
old.
I saw them videos that you posted.
Man,
yeah,
You had good seats.
yeah,
Okay.
she was getting it.
yeah.
I was impressed.
That's what's up. So yeah, man, I just thought about that because I was very impressed with the young kids all the way up to. Because you think
Man.
about it, Jason Weaver really was in the Jackson's American
That's
Dream
what
pretty much off top.
I think that would have to take the title from me though.
Jackson's American Dream.
I think so, man.
New Edition's
fair.
my group, but I have to give it to, because they covered so much, and and the thing is, the Jacksons were so in a way scrutinized. We know so much about them,
Yeah.
and for them to give us a movie that was still compelling was a big deal. Like people who are fans of the Temptations, like my father is a huge Temptations
My
fan.
mother as well. Yeah,
But at the same time, everyone will tell you it's like, hey, that was Otis's version of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he's pretty much the last one standing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, literally, he's the last of that group. He's the last
Of
one.
the original
Yeah,
Temptations
he's the
that
last one.
we think of the My Girl Temptations. He's
Yeah.
the last one.
He's the last one.
Everybody else has been kind of replaced.
Yeah,
But one of the things I think, and before we move on, like I said, we're talking about a movie. New Edition's been out for like a year.
yeah,
Think about for all 6 members to still be alive.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
dope.
incredible because 25 years, it didn't take but 20 years for there to only be like maybe 3 of the original Temptations left.
Mm-hmm.
They got New Edition got their flowers. They were able to be alive to get their flowers.
They still clowning too. So
Yeah.
I saw Belle Biv DeVoe at the
Who I would pay to
Jazz
see, by the
Festival
way.
in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would pay
They
to
still
see
got it.
I would pay to see
They ain't
Belle Biv
missing a
DeVoe.
step.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would pay to see them. New Edition, I would pay to see
Yep.
them. No question.
That was my
asked.
second year in a row. Well, the first year was New Edition, so they split the show up. They'll do New Edition, then they'll do like the single acts.
Yeah,
BBD will come out, stuff like that. But this year was just BBD by themselves, and they held it down.
Yep.
shout out to New Edition, man. That's a timeless group. So let's go ahead and try to
Bivens is the original
in.
P. Diddy.
facts.
Yeah.
Shout out to ABC. He had ABC popping.
Man.
Don't get it twisted now.
Boys to Men.
Hey,
Yep.
come on, 3 million records sold with that group. So
Man.
And it was and they popped off the
shout out to
the
MC
tag-
Brains.
The East
tag-
Coast
Remember MC
family.
Brains?
Yeah.
hey.
You know,
Coochie Coochie.
you know what MC Brains does, MC Brains does not get the credit for? Being one of the first artists from the Midwest to be out here on a national. Like he was like from somewhere in Ohio.
Was he?
Yeah.
Shout out to MC
Shout
Brains.
out
Coochie Coochie. La la la.
Shout out to another bad shout out to another bad creation popping off that fad, that style when they had the tag still on the hat. I bought into that. I was on
Well,
that.
really,
That's where I found
BBD
it.
was doing that first.
Well, I get it, but I'm talking about when ABC really got popping. Like when I saw all 5 of the kids having like the tags and the stickers still under the bill and all
With
that.
the big
like
oversized starter jackets.
yeah, like that.
You
was
know what
dope.
else? And
That
I
was
can't believe
dope.
we got into this conversation. But do you know what else they kind of popped off?
Who,
that,
ABC?
That really people want to give like the Izzle talk. Like they give
Oh,
that
yeah,
to
yeah,
Snoop,
yeah,
the
yeah,
Mizark,
yeah.
the Dizark.
Yeah.
They did. They popped that
Pizzark.
off.
Like that was ABC
Michael Bivins has to be
or whoever wrote it for him.
Straight up,
Michael
yeah.
Bivins has to be
Dallas
the most.
Austin. Yeah.
He has to be the most financially stable out of all the New Edition, I would guess, just because he jumped into entrepreneurship early. You know what I'm saying? Like he started popping off groups, like all of that early. Like Mike, he gotta have
Well, you
some
know,
cheese
the
saved. I ain't
crazy-
trying to count his pockets, but he
The
he gotta
crazy
have some
thing
cheese
is,
saved up.
Boys and Men, that first Cooley High Harmony sold like 8 or 9 million records. That was equal, if not eclipsing, everything that New Edition had done up to that point. That's how
believe it.
many records that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and when you're the EP and you're the guy that put all that together,
Oh, he was getting that paper.
Yeah,
certainly.
He was getting that paper.
he's counting it up.
Yeah,
So.
he was getting that paper.
Shout out to the East Coast family, y'all.
Yes,
Straight
sir.
up.
Shout out to
All for one and one for all.
shout out to
wow.
shout out to jean shorts and dress shoes with the high socks and a tie. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? Shout to that whole era. That was
You know
cool.
what? I was all denimed out with a tie. I'm not gonna lie.
I ain't mad at
that
you,
was,
though.
That's, I had that. That was
with the
my
starter hat.
for my sophomore picture in the yearbook. Oh yeah,
I ain't mad at that.
had my box. I was not playing.
Shout out to Lone with the Game Pro cheat codes in the back on Star Wars as well.
See, he's been grinding. He got his hero characters in the whole nine.
He has all the he has all the secrets.
Well, on arcade mode, you just get them.
Oh, okay. All
okay.
right. No loot boxes.
All right, so we we kind of talked about this prior to coming on about your boy Roy Moore down in Alabama, the quote unquote the guy that is not allowed to go to the mall anymore because he's a pedophile. Yeah, so he's running. The president has come out and been very adamant about supporting him. So,
Surprise, surprise.
Dick face.
right, surprise, surprise. So we talked about how people will drop their morals and common sense just to prove a point sometime. Because Jay Moore, and I'm coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
You said there was a young lady that was really trying to go out of her way to justify selecting him or voting for him. And number one, it's a woman, so we would think that perspective would be something a little different, obviously. But the fact that people will put common sense and just morals to the side to make a point politically, to me, is crazy.
Well, you know, the thing is, when people talk about, oh, it was so long ago, it was 30 years ago, you got to remember, it's 2017, about to be 2018.
Right.
30 years ago was the 80s.
We're talking about the 80s.
So we're not talking about pioneer days when, you know, people's life expectancy was 35 years, so you might get married at 14.
Facts.
You know,
Straight up.
we're not talking about that. We're talking about it was color TV.
Yep.
And, you know, this was not, you know, I don't know if anyone, you know, here ever watches Vice News, but I just remember they had one of the reporters go down to Alabama and speak with some voters who were going to vote for Roy Moore. And, you know, when I hear guys talk, there's just a level of dirtbaggery, if that's a word, if you will, that is just involved with talking about things like this. But then when you hear women say things like, well, you know, it should be an honor that a young lady would be talked to by somebody like of Roy Moore's stature.
That's my point. Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, like, you got to understand, like, you know, I even heard someone make the argument, well, you know, Mary was only 14 and Joseph was, I was like, are we really comparing a guy who was signing yearbooks and banned from the mall because he was bothering young girls to Joseph from the Bible?
That's where they lose me in terms of the common sense and the reach.
I just think
that's where I'm lost.
I just think there's
when
this,
I start hearing
there's
stuff
this
like
goalpost moving, if you will.
Yep.
To where if it was somebody on the other side of the aisle, it would be like, oh, because you remember how hard they came for Bill Clinton.
Facts.
And, you know, like, there was a certain level of dirtbaggery. That's that word again.
I like that.
When it
flash
came
that on
to
the screen, dirtbaggery.
When it came to a lot of the things dealing with Bill Clinton when he was in Arkansas, hell, it's when he was in the White House and he was messing with Monica Lewinsky. That's some dirtbag shit.
It is.
Getting that Oval Office.
Yeah. So, I mean, but at the same time, like, at least she was of age and she was a consenting adult, not condoning anything like that.
No,
but if
she
you
was
want
grown as hell, though.
but if you want to have a more, like, it almost, the thing is, if you're going to vote for Roy Moore and you're going to potentially put this, then you can't start talking about morality, say, if something happens on the other end, because then I'll be like, well, didn't you vote for Roy Moore?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's really where the issue is. Well, I mean, there's so many issues here with Roy Moore for me. Of course, him saying that, you know, the best time in America was when, you know, it was in slavery because all families were together.
See, that comment blew me, and I'm coming to you, Terry. That comment blew me when he said, like, it's almost like when he said that comment, it's like, well, we're gonna omit the part about slavery. But everything else.
But the families were together.
Yeah, the families were together, and everybody was together.
Until we sold them to some other plantation.
Yeah,
but, you know,
but until that part, we're not going to talk about that part. Everything else was perfect, and we were all together, and everybody's moving forward. And I'm like, fam, you can't reference slavery
as the best time in America.
Best time in America.
Well, he also said that no good amendments came like after 10 or something like that.
including the 14th.
I didn't hear that part. That's what he said that as
including
well.
the 13th.
Which is the 13th.
Yeah.
And the,
Like he said he'd repeal all of them after the 10th.
Yeah.
Jump in, Terry.
This is just proof what the Make America Great Again really stands for.
Okay.
This is what they want to see.
Yep.
They want it to be back when slavery was enacted, because families were together.
Yep.
Okay.
That logic is trash.
Terrible. Terrible.
That logic is trash.
And up until we started recording, I was checking in to see exactly, where we are, because we're recording this on the Tuesday that is election night, of course. That's, I know theater of the mind, and everyone's going to be listening to this on Thursday or after, but we're recording it on Tuesday.
Yep.
And it's a dead heat. But one of the things that a lot of people don't know is basically they pass a bunch of voter ID laws down there. Okay, so you have to have your ID. Okay, cool. But to come to find out that basically all of the places where you could get an ID or a driver's license, if they had a 75% black population in that particular county, the place where you could get an ID was closed.
See?
So it's Alabama for you.
I mean, he said, and it's just like, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt and say, oh, well, because everyone says, oh, there's so many good people in Alabama. Okay, well, tonight is the night we're really going to find out if there are really good people in Alabama. Because, save for college football.
Yeah.
And Forrest Gump ain't real.
Facts.
It's almost like we might need to just throw this whole state away.
And I apologize to my cousin Sade. She lives in Alabama. I apologize, fam, but y'all on some bull down there. Where's the bell? Y'all on some fuck shit down there. Sorry.
But at the same time, like I said, something miraculous could happen. But like when I saw this come out, I was like, look, I fully believe that Roy Moore is going to win. Because there are people who are like, especially when his opponent, like, they're talking about, well, he convicted the guys who blew up the church with the 4 little girls. And I said, that's not a selling point for him in Alabama.
Not in Alabama, no.
There are people who are like, well, I'm certainly not going to vote for him now.
Yeah.
He put some Klansmen in jail. There are going to be people who vote against him because of that.
So it's pick your poison, really.
It's not even pick your poison.
Nah.
It's like when it comes down to a guy who convicted Klansmen or a pedophile, and you're like, and it's a dead heat.
Yeah.
That says so much about where you live.
That's what
Definitely.
Yes. Well said.
Anybody that has to kind of be like, well, kind of want to, nah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's the same thing
but he's
that
a Democrat.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, this guy's a pedophile, but this other guy's a Democrat. Like,
but
I don't know.
This entire administration thus far has been about sidestepping. Like,
trash.
For example, we have the sexual assault accusers that have come forward about 45. And then you have people that are on national TV insulting our intelligence saying, well, this stuff happened prior to him running for the president.
Doesn't matter.
Like that,
you know what?
Softens the blow for any of this
They
bullshit.
need to come up with a hashtag for them. So they had the women and people who were affected as far as being sexually traumatized. They had the Me Too.
Yep.
They need to have one too, because there's a lot of them out here. They need to start coming clean.
Yeah.
Because it's like they getting somebody new is like damn near every other day.
Facts.
Like straight up.
Look, all I know is because today, like on NFL Network, Marshall Faulk, you out of here, man.
Donovan McNabb,
What
you
happened
outta
with
here.
Marshall
out of
Faulk?
here.
Like basically, it's a woman who brought a lawsuit and said that while she was, I believe she was working as a wardrobe supervisor, there and it's other
Sexual
people.
assault.
Marshall Faulk is the only, like, it wasn't even sexual assault. It was like,
Was it sexual?
it wasn't. Let's not put that out there.
Okay,
but,
all right.
it,
I wanna
but
make
it
sure we're right.
was
Okay.
making this young
gesture?
lady feel uncomfortable by sending what you would consider to be inappropriate texts of a sexual nature.
Okay. That's what we want. Okay. Thank you for that.
So, but at the same time, like, look, if this is your place, you just can't do that.
Nah.
You just can't do that. And the thing is, like, people want to make this whole thing more complicated than it needs to be. Like, people say, well, can I say good morning to a woman when she comes? I was like, of course you can say
That's
good
a cop
morning.
out.
That's a cop out.
extra.
Yeah, that's a cop out.
You just can't, like, say
You reaching when you say stuff like that.
of course you can. Of course you can say, "Oh, look, that I like that color on you." That might be doing too much,
Right.
but like, you know when you've gone too far.
Until they have that holiday that Patrice O'Neal was speaking of.
Yeah, exactly. That's like you can't.
Then you need to act like you got some sense.
Yeah, yeah. So you can't do all this. First of all, you just have. If you have a basic level of decency, you know what is right and what's wrong and what you're going to do.
It's common sense, though.
Yeah.
It's
and especially
common sense.
if you're, of us, like it'd be one thing if you're coming from the Mad Men era, okay, and maybe you didn't know because the only women who worked were in the secretarial pool, and you might be able to play a little grab ass there because those women didn't have any power. But like, look, I've been hired by women, I've been supervised by women, I've supervised women. It's not that hard, to not be once again a dirtbag, and and the thing, especially if you don't have it, even if you have a relationship. And you're friends with people, there's certain things that you just shouldn't say. Like, there are certain things you shouldn't say to people that you're friends with. Yeah. And certain things that you shouldn't do. So just every once in a while, someone was like, well, what can I do now? Can I go up and say Merry Christmas? I don't know what it is. Once again, cop out.
That's corny, man. That type of stuff is corny. You know the difference.
I put a post up a few days ago, something on Twitter. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what it was about.
Along these lines, maybe? Or?
Yeah, not really. It wasn't really, but somebody responded to it and said, you mean like these females where you can't even say a funny compliment to them? And I was like, I don't really know if that's relevant to what I'm talking about, but if they don't think it's funny, I mean, maybe you shouldn't say it.
Yeah, like you can't just go, it's like, oh, you could say, oh, hey, that's a nice sweater. But you need to stop there. You can't be like, it really accentuates your titty meat.
Yeah,
what you going to do without them breasts?
Yeah, exactly.
like a shirt.
And the thing is, if you have any common sense as a man, you know to stop.
I mean, that's funny to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's in the same realm as people in the workplace that still think racial jokes are funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Openly, yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, that's racist. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not funny.
No, it's not funny at all.
And we can clock out and step outside.
Perception is, to Lone's point, perception is everything. Because you don't know how somebody's going to receive a comment. You know what I'm saying? Like there are certain ways.
But you know how someone's going to receive that really accentuates your titty meat. You know how somebody's going to receive that.
To your point, to the extreme side of it.
I don't know why I use that example twice, but I'm pretty sure everyone who's listening to this understands that that's wildly inappropriate.
There are levels, like there are levels, like when the common sense comes in, where it's like the stuff he's saying to me, that's common sense. We know that's going to.
You can't just walk up to a lady and sniff her neck and shit.
But to his point,
just out here giving random back rubs. It's like, no, that's not what we're doing.
You got to be careful to his point.
But it's also understanding the patriarchal power that men have in general over women, right?
Well, I think that's why all this is just not coming out now, because a lot of these women were like, well, I don't want to say anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this is going to affect.
But now they are.
Yeah. And now they're like, I really don't have anything to lose. I'm not really going to gain anything from this. And then people are like, they're doing it for the money. What money?
What money? Yeah. What money?
And then some guys are just like, well, I don't understand. Like you just been saying, it's like, well, they haven't been speaking directly to you.
A lot.
But
a lot
doesn't mean it's not inappropriate.
Facts. There are more people that are coming out and being more vocal and addressing a lot of stuff that has been going on for however long, right?
Terry said it, don't be Quagmire out here.
Yeah. That's a good quote.
Look, I'm not going to lie, like when I was in a supervisor position at a previous place of employment, someone would say, "Hey, let's go and get some lunch or something," and I'd say, "Okay, hey, let's ask so and so if she wants to go." Mm-hmm. Not because look, you just have to always be on your P's and Q's, because I'll be honest, like, okay, if we're gonna go out, I don't want there to be anything to where someone can say this happened and it's just my word against yours.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So if it was at all possible, I would always make sure that we had someone else along with us. If we were just, it couldn't just be me and one other person,
right?
Especially if it was because I work with mostly, I was going to say female, but apparently that's something you can't say.
Be careful with what you say now.
Women coworkers, and so I'd say, hey, let's see if someone else wants to go, because that was something I was mindful of.
Right.
And I think that I don't want to say that you always have to be on your guard as a man, because honestly, you're not the one in the position that's always going to be compromised because of a certain level of dirtbaggery.
Yes.
But I'm just saying that if you are going to do that, it just would be in your best interest to think about those things. And once again, be on your P's and Q's as a man, but also you got to understand how these women feel. Because the thing is, like, even when it's been people that I like and I think are respectable, like, you know, it kind of hurt me when I heard when it was Russell Simmons. But at the same time, I got to go with what these women say. You know, I don't care if it was 25, 30 years ago. You got to understand.
He pretty much stepped off of everything that he has to do with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that looks guilty to me.
The Russell Simmons joint actually, I started off shocked, but then again, I was like, you know what? We talked about it when we were like, sometimes we just naive. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that we don't see that should be more believable, but a lot of people won't address it. And now a lot of women are coming out talking about it, and we don't know them. We don't know
what's going on.
We don't know
what's going on.
Yeah, so it just makes me think about what some of the things that have been going on and what's really going on out there.
What's still going on.
Facts.
But we're talking about the underbelly of Hollywood and the music industry. And, like, there are people who don't, like, there are people who, it's messed up to say that there are women who get into this and they're like, okay, this is what it is.
Yep.
And because the casting couch, if you talk to anybody who's ever spent any time in Hollywood, that's a real thing.
Yeah, they're to the point where they're like, we just have to accept it.
Yeah. But you know
this is what it's going to be.
You know, when you're talking about corporate America,
yeah,
I'm not saying there's not something the equivalent to the casting couch in corporate America, but at the same time, there's just a certain level of decency that I think you could just talk about Wall Street. Like, they've been settling these kind of lawsuits and complaints since the 80s.
Oh yeah,
They have a special fund for it.
Yeah, they do. That is a real thing.
Good call. Yep.
And we're just now, see, the thing is, just because we're just now hearing about it,
that's a good call.
that doesn't, you know, we're like, oh, we're just now hearing about it. We think, oh, it's this epidemic or this. No, this is a systemic problem that's happened anywhere when you talk about the male patriarchy of any business in America, whether it be Wall Street, whether it be Hollywood, whether it be the music industry. Let's just be honest. When you go into those rooms, the people who are making those decisions are by and large men.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times women are like, okay, well, this is unfortunately what I have to deal with. And they're able to keep it moving. But sometimes it's just so out of pocket that they have to say something. And even if they're saying something 25 years, we can't discount it just because there's been some time attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a lot to deal with. It's not over. I feel like we go
not
here
at all. Yeah,
because we just found out about the dude, the chef dude, Mario Batali. I think that's his name.
Yep.
Come to find out, he's got complaints, and women said he's creepy. And I'm like, look, fellas out there, if you in corporate America, if you in the music industry, Hollywood, just don't be creepy. That's all we ask. That's all women ask. Just don't be creepy.
Yeah. Period. I couldn't have said it any better. Period.
Get some game about yourself or something.
Yeah.
And this is the real messed up thing. And I'm just like, especially men of power in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And the music industry, the stuff, because I've seen it from both sides, where I've been and I've seen women basically knock other women out of the way to get next to these men in power and are willing to do something strange, not even for a little piece of change. They just want to do something strange.
Yeah.
For you to still be out here, really doing off-brand shit as far as like how you're cornering these women when there's unfortunately a lot of women who
it's just not necessary.
It's not necessary. Like you don't think, honestly, with the when you go back to the Bill Cosby stuff, you don't think there's somebody who would have went ahead and done what Bill Cosby wanted to do just so they could be one of Claire's friends on the Cosby Show when it was the #1 show in America?
That's it right there.
Like, he didn't have to force anybody or drug anybody. Like, that just speaks to a level of sickness that is
it's almost like
different.
they're getting a thrill off of making somebody do something,
right? Because when you're that powerful, you don't have to make anybody do anything.
Nah,
there are plenty of willing participants.
Power, man.
Yeah,
it's all about power, leverage. But yeah, that's crazy. It's just something that's going to continue to rear its ugly head, and people are going to continue to come out and speak on. And it's just all about awareness, like anything else. Just bring awareness to it, and attack the problem as it is. I want to jump into the Ball family real quick. I want to jump into that. LiAngelo and LaMelo Ball have signed contracts to play with the Lithuanian team, and I'm going to butcher this name. I think it's... You clown! It's Vytautas Pranay. That's probably not it.
No, man.
That ain't it? Okay, thank you. For the rest of the season, according to Harrison Gaines, the agent for both players. So it says the two brothers will travel to Lithuania in the first week of January and have some family with them. LiAngelo, 19, began the season at UCLA.
Say that again.
What's that?
What's
that school?
UCLA.
Go ahead, man.
Okay.
He couldn't wait. He couldn't wait.
UCLA.
Moms ain't having that.
Bottom line, he was out there trying to get his theft on. We know the story.
Yeah.
But now they are headed to Lithuania to hoop. And from what I understand, a trash league in Lithuania. It's
like a Lithuania D League.
Yeah. They're going to get.
What kind of paper they getting for that?
$500 a week.
It's $500 a week for the paper.
Really?
Yes.
Could have made more than that at a UCLA.
All right.
Okay,
Could have made more than that in high school.
Dun-dun-dun.
LeBron was driving Hummers and stuff
Yeah, he was.
his senior year.
Hell, your shades you stole might have been more than $500, but I ain't going to get into that.
All right.
All right.
But here's my question. Nobody here has children, so I always preface my comments by saying I can't tell somebody how to raise their kids. It's not my position to do that. I can't tell you what to do. I can only look at it from the outside looking in and just, express my opinion. If you had someone, we'll say that was a loved one or something that was being sent to a foreign country to hoop at the age of 16, pulled out of high school, what do you guys think about that as a whole? Do you think it's a good job? It's a good choice because, in my opinion, it's about the big baller brand.
No,
this ain't
man.
about hooping. This ain't about getting experience to play. You can play. There's so many different avenues to play in the States. I think this is about branding. I think this is about trying to grow the big baller brand. I think this is about Pops trying to shine to expand the brand. DJ Jay Diff, to that, you say what?
Personally, I think it's kind of irresponsible.
Okay.
To take this young man out of high school.
16.
Mind you, I'm not going to say that the school system is 100% right. I mean, there's people that do homeschooling.
Yeah, sure.
And do very well as far as that's concerned. But for your main focus to pretty much be, to me, I think it's kind of selfish. Because it's more about himself and trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing from it. It's like my kids are going to listen to me. I have it all set out for them. By any means necessary, I'm going to make myself look like I'm doing a good job or that I'm out here making moves. If you negotiated $500 a week for those two kids and you are the big baller brand,
that's not big balling.
That's not big balling. You're not even supposed to be wearing your own shoe.
You copped your son in Lambo. He's 16, but you sending him overseas for $500.
$500, man. Like, do they even get housing? Or are they paying for the housing?
They get housing.
Yeah, I think they get housing through the team or something like that. Okay, they'll get housing, so they'll be together. But I'm looking at, to me, it's about the brand. Like, this is about branding.
And I'll say this too. It is. Excuse me. As Lone was saying, we've talked about on a few episodes as well. I agree with him being a family man.
I respect that. Yeah, I respect that.
And wanting to leverage his kids and trying to take that power from big business as far as taking these athletes and making them do this and sign these contracts and this, that, and the other.
I respect that.
I respect that. I love that, actually. But you have to be responsible with it rather than trying to just you're the one pretty much wants to be in the spotlight. Because we may never see one of those games in Lithuania.
I guarantee you we won't.
But you'll see
we
Dad talking about it.
We'll see clips. I think we'll see clips.
We'll see clips.
They'll edit packages together because...
Especially once net neutrality comes out.
There you go.
And that gets,
I'll see.
That's crazy.
You'll see. I think we'll see it
there'll be
because...
ball packages.
I like that.
Watch the balls.
I see what you did.
In Lithuania. $3.99.
He
don't Google watch the balls on Lithuania. You'll get something else completely.
I see what you did there.
Mad viruses on your man.
Shout out Jay Moore in that savage life. We see you. We see Jay Moore in that savage life.
All types of viruses.
But back to what you were saying, he has a history of this, right? Like with the AAU game that was streaming online, he didn't like the referee, so he pulls his team off the court.
Yeah.
Right? So LiAngelo gets suspended at UCLA. I'm struggling with that. He gets suspended. He's like, nah, I don't like the suspension. So we just going to pull him out of school. He tells a young boy, he says, well, if you can't shoot 50 times a game, I don't like the new coach. We just going to pull him out.
UCLA. See, you got me messing
It's
up
all right.
now.
Don't worry about it. You want me to ring the bell?
Nah.
Okay.
You took
Can I
care
ring
of
it, though?
You took care of it for me.
Can I ring it?
No, man.
No. All right.
Y'all always do this.
Hey,
Y'all
it is what it
cyber
is.
bullies low key.
It is what it is.
I didn't say a word.
We'll get on the bullies later.
Oh.
But anyway,
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Ham Boy. We see.
Oh,
Go ahead.
milk.
Don't say it, man.
And
Not
ham.
yet. Not yet.
Okay. Well, UCLA
Yeah.
is definitely a better look
See, it's foolishness.
than
Lone is
playing
on that
in
foolishness.
Lithuania.
Yeah.
Lone is on that foolishness.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's definitely a better look than playing in Lithuania.
By
There's
far.
no way around that.
Yeah.
You should not have taken him out of school. Mind you, like we were talking about last week, he's not on anybody's radar.
At all.
He may be stuck in Lithuania.
Facts.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to speak for the youngest. He might
They say he got potential. They
He
say
might
he got
have some game
potential.
about him.
Yeah. But he's 16 playing against grown men.
Yeah. Melo
Right?
is the only one that has proven himself so far.
and you know
So-
why? Because he went to UCLA and played.
Lonzo.
Or Lonzo.
Yeah.
He played in UCLA. Look,
J Moore, give me something on this real quick.
my entire issue is because like I've always been for Lonzo and his crazy, you know, because when you talk about, you know, because people say, oh, he's a jerk, but you know, I brought this up earlier. I said so was Steve Jobs. Not comparing him to Steve Jobs, but
LeVar, that is.
or LeVar rather.
Yeah, LeVar.
But yeah, LeVar. Most of the time,
lows.
visionaries are jerks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, this is what I worry about. Is this his dream or is this his children's dream? Because what if LiAngelo or LaMelo actually wanted to go to college? Like, because if you present to me at 19 years old, hey, do you want to go to college at UCLA in Southern California with all the sunshine and all these beautiful women? Or do you want to go to Lithuania and play for $500 a week or a month or whatever? I'm going to pick UCLA.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, they know that your brother plays for the Lakers.
It doesn't even matter. He's a ball.
He's
You
a
know what I
ball.
mean?
Yeah.
He's a
That's-
reality.
Like, these kids are
reality-
He's a
already
reality star.
famous.
Yeah,
Like-
he's a reality star.
But he's got a girlfriend though.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
is she going to Lithuania?
probably not.
Maybe.
They about to be the new Kardashians. man.
Please.
Don't do that.
But
You
all
have
I
to
know,
watch-
straight
you
up,
have
in
to
this-
watch Ball in the
this,
family.
this city in
We
Lithuania
can't
has
plug them. They ain't give us a check.
10,000 people. I mean, like, you're basically moving them to nowhere in the middle of, except Eastern Europe. I don't know. My geography game is low.
Yeah, I'm not
But-
familiar.
It's not, but see, it's not the equivalent of moving somewhere like a London or one of the dope leagues they have in China, like something like that.
He can't go to China.
It's like Lithuania. He can't go.
Yeah, he messed up that bag if he was
Yeah.
ever even going to get
He
it.
can't go over there and play with
Yeah,
Stephon
you know
Marbury or
what?
nothing like that.
Yeah, Stefan, low key, he runs.
He's
Shout
got
out
a
to Starbreeze.
statue over there.
Yeah, he got
like
a statue in
yeah,
China.
Word?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not going to one of those locations. It's like you going to Lithuania, fam. Are y'all that thirsty for the $500 a week, or is there something that we are missing? And
Once
I
again,
believe it is about the brand.
I think
Well,
they're trying to grow the brand, and I
but-
just think that they
They get to play together.
get to play together.
They do get to play together. Maybe
Like they did in high school last year.
perhaps that's the angle, right?
I mean,
It might be because that's one of the things that he was pointing at. Was
LeVar.
like,
LeVar said he
all
wants.
my kids playing on the Lakers.
I was like, that's the most
together.
unrealistic
Yeah,
thing
it's
I've
like-
ever heard. But hey, but once again, it was unrealistic because he said, I want my boy to play for the Lakers. And the Lakers wound up with that second pick. So I think he feels like, look, I'm on a good winning streak. I'm going to keep this thing going.
Facts.
Hey, speak it into existence. Apparently,
But
Hey.
but at the same time, if you know one of your sons is not even on an NBA draft board, he's probably one of those people that needs to stay in college for 2 or 3
Yeah.
years, and you're going to ship him over to Lithuania. All the really good Lithuanian players, they're over here now.
yeah.
Okay, if you're a really good Lithuanian, you're over in America playing.
Well, the crazy thing about it is, man, it's just to his point about net neutrality. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how this is viewed or how it will be covered, because I can't see them going there and we don't have any visuals. I just don't see that. They're going to find a way to either edit, cut up, stream, something. Like, we'll see how this goes, and I'm not wishing for anybody to fail. I'm not going to say I want them to be
Outside
trash.
Milking cows.
Yeah,
I wish him the best, but at the same time,
I
this,
just don't see it, fam. Like,
this
I
is
just-
about
I
to be
just-
like the
I just
illest
don't
30
see
for
it.
30.
Yeah. Like the Ball family 30 for 30 in like 20 something years is gonna be so cold.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really care if they fail or not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not rooting for them to fail.
No, I don't want them to
I'm
fail.
But
not
at the
rooting
same time, I don't care.
I mean, I'll be the guy. I'll root for him to fail if you guys don't want to.
All right, so for
I
everybody that's
thrive off
watching right now,
negativity.
shout out to Lonegevity. He said he wants them to fail.
Oh yeah. I mean, somebody's got to fail, right?
If somebody has to fail.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
everybody can't make it.
Shout out to
I don't
Lone.
really want them to fail. I just want them to fail.
Okay.
All right.
Getting
Actually,
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't. I was just playing the part, but
Either way, man, like I'm all about entrepreneurship. I'm about branding. I'm about, business. I'm about
also,
ownership. I like all that.
I'm also curious of the angle of him being so adamant about them playing together. Why are you so adamant about them playing together 3 years apart?
It's almost like he's trying
Because
to sell
he can
them as a
keep control.
package deal. That
That
If
might
he
be
can
it.
have them all on the Lakers, then he has.
That's it.
He essentially is the
That's
general
it.
manager for the LA
That's it.
Lakers. If he can get all three of them on the same team,
that's it.
That's about his vision.
Like
That's
it's
about his
Fam is
dream.
about
Magic
control.
Magic ain't hearing that.
Nah, Magic. I don't think Magic's going, but I think Magic is playing it cool in the early stages of Lonzo's career. But there's going to be a point where Magic is going to come down at the office and be like, "Fam, like we will ban you from coming to the game."
They've
bro."
already changed the rule about interviewing family, and like they've already made some.
But the NBA isn't that way anymore. The NBA isn't you get drafted to a team, you stay there for the rest of your career.
Nah, those days are gone.
It's way over. So the idea that you think that all your kids are going to play for the Lakers for
Not realistic.
for 20 years, absolutely
that's
not.
going to happen.
It's not realistic.
Somebody's going to Milwaukee.
Somebody messes up, they're
Somebody's
getting
going
traded.
to New Orleans.
Somebody's getting
to
kicked out the
76ers.
league. Somebody's getting kicked out the league.
Or somebody's just not going. They're just going to wash out.
Yeah,
Like-
somebody could end up in the D League. Like that's
Definitely.
realistic.
Because there's nothing. Yeah, look, Roy Hibbert is not in the NBA anymore.
Trash.
What he? And the thing is, he wasn't. He was an All-Star 3 years ago.
I never liked Roy Hibbert.
It
I don't know him.
doesn't take long for you to wash out of this league.
Shout out to
Brandon
Long.
Jennings is not in the NBA.
Shout out to Long back there with the John Henry axe. Getting it in on this game out here. I see somebody running up there, but I don't know. He doesn't have that thing on him, so he can't shoot at him.
We haven't started yet.
Oh, this is just
This is
before you go to the
oh.
bus.
Just before you get on the bus, yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about the game
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Yeah. Long got Long. When Long gets that thing on him, he will spray you.
Why they jumping so high though?
They got those little tire joints. So you hit the little rubber tires, you bounce.
They still do the dance moves.
Yeah, watch, I'll break it down.
Spoolz.
Look out now. Look out now.
Spoolz.
I said dance moves. See?
Oh,
Hey,
wait. Oh, okay.
hey.
Yeah.
And he getting popped at.
Yeah, she's-
Hey,
Yeah, she's not here for that.
she got a new bad idea. She got no bad ideas beanie on.
She does.
Shouts to Fort Live.
Yeah,
Fort,
that's what's up.
Fortnite. Fort I live.
So let's talk about what
He
we need to
thirsty.
talk about.
We're not letting this go.
Yeah.
Hey,
Let's get to the meat, potatoes, and the ham with a side of milk.
yo man, I'm surrounded.
I'm
by
on a
some
vegan.
Savages,
I'm on a
man.
vegan diet right now.
I'm surrounded.
You can't partake in any of
Yo,
that.
I'm surrounded.
I can't
by-
partake on any of this ham
Yo,
on the back of my
Okay, Mike,
shirt.
go ahead and
None of
introduce
that.
the next subject.
I can't. you
I'm
can't-
definitely surrounded
I
by
don't pour- I
cyber
don't-
bullies.
No
Straight
vegan.
up.
I can't pour milk down my throat
No
or
salt.
or my head.
They ain't gonna even let me cook.
No salt.
I'm just letting you know. Come
They ain't
on.
gonna even let me cook.
Let's get to it.
They on 10 over there. They not gonna even let me cook.
I said no salt.
Yo, I'm surrounded by cyber bullies.
Hey,
What you
All right, man. So y'all heard me reference Ham Boy earlier. Man. Shout out to
Hey.
Ham Boy. So here's the
We're
situation.
gonna
Now-
somehow spin this on us.
I
and
will.
after he just called him ham boy.
Yeah, I'm in on this one. I'm not.
We didn't say ham boy.
This
at
is
all.
not about me putting this on y'all. I'm in on this one.
Okay.
So I was unaware.
What's his name?
I'm gonna get to it. I was unaware of this.
Keaton.
This is going around on social media. Lone and I just got a chance to kind of get filled in on the story. Shout out to Black Twitter. So
We will expose you.
so there's 11-year-old in Knoxville, Tennessee named Keaton Jones. So apparently this kid, young man, was being recorded by his mother as he talked about his experience with bullies at school.
And we don't condone bullying. at
We do
school.
not condone bullying at school.
Disclaimer.
That's a good point.
We had to put that in as a disclaimer.
kinda messed up, really.
Keaton laments to his mother on camera how the bullies make fun of his nose. They call him ugly. They say that he has no friends, and in what appears to be the final straw for him, they poured milk on him at lunch.
Was it 2%?
I don't know. Shout out to skim milk. It might have been skim milk.
What else?
2%.
What if it was chocolate? That would have really made his mom mad.
Chocolate would have messed his outfit. Yeah, I see. He's
Bars.
brilliant. He's brilliant. Those bars went over y'all head. We'll get to that. Those bars went over y'all head.
What else did they do to him in lunch?
I mean, they tried to force some ham on him. You know what I'm saying? I think
He don't get down with the swine?
Nah, no.
He's Muslim, and they try to get in.
They tried to force some ham on him.
Yeah, they try to force some ham on him, but you know what I'm saying, mom wasn't going for that either. So in the midst of the milk and ham, why y'all got me out as the bad guy?
No, you just go keep going.
Yeah,
keep going.
So in the midst of the milk and ham, this young man has really turned into a celebrity. Now, we not for bullying. So again, to his point, we not about that. But based off what I saw, he got milk and ham shoved down his throat, and he's out here getting a bag. So they got 58 G's on GoFundMe.
It's frozen for right now, but yeah,
Is it frozen?
58 G's.
Oh, he definitely got a bag off this milk.
Milk and ham, mind you.
Milk and ham. They came up on 58.
He ain't got to eat milk and ham no more.
Hey,
Exactly.
They came up
Filet
on
mignon
58 G's off milk and ham.
He's out here living.
This is unprecedented. I've never seen anything
Let's
like
talk
this
about
before.
why we're responding like this. Let's get to that.
Okay.
You make me cry.
So do we want to go into what Black Twitter found when they exposed Mom? Can we go into that?
Yes.
All right. So Jay Moore, you had a good explanation on that. Talk to me about how Black Twitter, you know what I'm saying, exposed this ham movement out here.
Look, from here on out, if I see anything and it goes viral, I'm not responding for 48 hours because I want to wait until it is thoroughly vetted.
We need
because
facts.
This kid, he's already out here meeting the University of Tennessee football team.
I saw that video. We did. I think
And-
LeBron shouted him out too for being bullied as
Man,
well.
everybody
from
shouted him
LeBron,
out.
Cardi B shouted him out.
Yeah.
Like, it's all type of people.
I get it for
It
the
is-
bullying part. I get that.
Me too, because I saw this. I was like,
understand
oh,
that.
that's messed up. They doing this kid wrong. But at the same time, man, I got a different vibe as far
Talk to
as
me,
like,
man. I need you to break it down for me. Talk
look,
to me.
The thing is, there's bullying,
Uh,
and then there's like maybe your kid's a jerk.
okay.
And
He could be a jerk.
because the thing is, like, everybody goes through that weird time in their life where their nose is too big and their ears don't fit their face. And like, so it's just, you might have braces and like, there are people, if you see a picture when it was 14, you see a picture when it was 17, it looks like two different people. Like, everybody goes through it. Now, if he's getting ham and milk thrown on him,
Wow.
like, okay, I don't condone that sort of thing, but
Well,
like,
the ham was forced down his back.
Milk was poured.
what happened
Ham
before
was
that?
forced.
Because like I said, like kids are cruel, but a lot of times kids aren't that cruel, And so like the whole thing, there's something in the milk literally ain't clean as far as like me trying to figure out what's going on with this kid. And something else that I felt like, I was like, you didn't even have to tell me this was a single mother.
Yeah.
When this happened, because trust and believe, if there was a man in the home, there was not going to be a videotape of my son crying. Like I said, I don't have any kids, but if I did, like, if we're gonna take these L's, we're gonna take them in private. We're not gonna take them and put them out there for the world to see. Either we gonna find out what these kids are on and go up to the school and deal with it, and we're gonna find
use it as a learning tool.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
We gonna figure out. You're gonna learn how to box or something.
Yeah.
But we are not gonna have you crying on Instagram, having Cardi B and LeBron James hit you up talking about it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, look, and like I said, I was a black kid, grew up in an all-white neighborhood. You had to navigate those things and figure it out.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't always easy. I'm not saying I was bullied because I was always popular and but I think it was because I knew how to, I didn't just say, okay, woe is me. I figured it out. Do you know what I'm saying? And so, like, once again, if this kid is really getting his ass kicked at school and getting milk and ham put on him, that's one thing. But at the same time, part of me is like, come on, dude, you need to figure this out. And, for you to be out here, like now you getting celebrity treatment because maybe you don't quite know how to act and you haven't figured out how to be in social settings. Like, trust me, you're probably not the weirdest looking kid at that school.
Tell them about the gun line, boss. Tell them about what they found.
Man.
Tell them about what Black Twitter found.
Oh, when they found when it's
That's
like,
what
okay,
I was about to say. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Let's
get
go
to
to
that.
why
Yeah.
we're
let's get to that.
Yeah, let's
That's
go into
interesting.
when we go on to Mom's Facebook page, we see Confederate flags and talking about Black lives don't matter, but black people, celebrities, are the ones really reaching out to your son.
Yeah.
And then she tried to say, "Oh, it was a joke because I get talked about in my social circle because I'm not racist, so I put up the." First of all, this doesn't even make sense
at all. Makes no sense.
I was like, you didn't think about that at all, about how it's so your friends are racist. So what you're gonna do to make fun of them is put up pictures of you saying Black lives don't matter, and you got Confederate flags and your kids holding guns and
talking
whatnot.
about standing up for the flag and
that's
stop
who you
crying
are.
over this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Mind you, so the picture with the Confederate flag featured the American flag as well.
Yep.
Also had a young lady kneel down with might have been like a .22 pistol or something. Yeah, real American.
Yeah, that's
you know
good.
what I'm saying.
Shout out
Real.
we want to make sure we got the pistol in the picture.
Yeah,
Right.
Get that pistol in the picture. You got the little boy in the picture too.
Yep.
So, allegedly he was in school spewing some
Racial slurs.
racial
This
slurs.
is allegedly.
Right.
This
allegedly.
is allegedly. We're not going. I don't want to
disclaimers.
Cast,
We're not giving 100% on any of these statements right here. But
Right.
I mean, the pictures are real. You
Yep.
can pull that up. I'm sure
Oh,
everybody.
she's private now. Trust and believe. She went private.
But it's already out there.
Yeah, it's too late.
Because once like we said, Black Twitter
They found it.
gets a hold of you, it's a done deal. And I'm gonna spin it like this too. I'm not even gonna completely blame it on the child.
Okay.
Because I don't know his situation. He might be a little dick at school that's talking crazy to people, and
That's
somebody,
very believable, by
Yeah.
the way. Like, that actually could be,
could have happened.
Or maybe he's been picked on for a really long
He
time.
could have been.
which is also realistic. Good
Because
point.
and
Because I
maybe-
mean, I
That's a
knew
good
some
point.
kids that were ugly and were mean to people. I mean, straight up.
Like they was ugly and they were mean.
Yeah, they
didn't-
was mean.
didn't have any
that
top
that
teeth.
was
Yeah.
their
Wow.
That was their I guess their switch. So they're ugly. So I got to be good at something.
So being good at mean was what they
so
did?
they might have been the bullies.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not speaking on this situation. I don't know what he did.
Yeah,
I'm not blaming it on him. I think his mom exploiting him is definitely wrong. And why are people donating money to a kid getting bullied? So why does he have a bag?
he
from
got
getting
a
bullied?
bag. And to pick
Well, there's a freeze on the bag.
there's
Yeah.
a freeze on the bag, but my thing is, first of all, mom backtracking on the post is because she got a bag off Ham.
Right.
Like, that's why she's backtracking off the bag. That's the real reason
Did y'all
she's
saw what
backtracking.
the MMA fighter
Yeah.
had a conversation with her, and I think it's through Bellator, not through like.
I didn't see that.
Well, basically, you know, he was like, because he was the first one to kind of expose this whole thing, because
for it being fraudulent,
for
or?
it being because like he was like, hey, we want to fly him out here. We'll get him some tickets, come see an MMA. We'll hang out, sign some things, you know, doing some fly celebrity stuff with him. And the mom was
I know
like,
many
nah, we
kids
could just
get
get some
bullied.
money.
Yeah.
Talking about I'm a single mother and Christmas is coming up. I'm like, wait, what?
He doesn't need a $58,000 Christmas.
He doesn't need a $58,000 Christmas.
His criminal ain't that Murray.
His criminal is not. His criminal is not that
He
married.
is not that Murray.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. It's just this is again. Today is my first time actually getting the backstory on this, and I'm more amazed at the accumulation of 58 G's. Like, that's crazy.
who was
Do you
coming
know
off
how
that
many
money?
kids? Do you know how many kids get bullied daily? And it speaks to something that we talk about a lot when we talk about the age of attention. Like, everybody is a star now because of the internet. You can literally become financially, you can not stable, but you might be able to become financially stable off doing shit like this. Like,
Not even a week's time.
not even a week. Like,
We could go viral tomorrow.
for something
and
stupid.
We'll be on the show next week like, man, we got that bag.
Exactly. Like, that's the era that we live in, and this really just further confirms what we've always talked about. Like, now everybody wants attention, and everybody can come up on that bag for the most foolish.
But the thing is,
Shawty's
they want
busting it wide open on Instagram.
but they
every day,
want
B.
that attention. They want that attention,
fact.
but then when
That's
they
a
get that attention, because when it's like, okay, they're gonna go into my search history, see what I put up on Facebook. And also, like, as far as being bullied, like, this is something I brought up. I was like, what's the difference between being bullied and being roasted? Because, like, there's some kids, I'm like, you're not being bullied. Look, we used to get on, like, when I was playing ball, like, we used to get on this one dude because he was light-skinned, and they used to get on me because I lived in the suburbs. We used to get on this one dude because his head looked kind of weird. Like, and the thing is, it just kind of went all around the room. You could think that somebody's got everything going for him, but we was going to roast you. We going to find something.
Sloth need to learn how to jump.
But were y'all cool, though?
Man.
Yeah, we was cool. I mean, like, these are my people. I still talk to. These are still people I'm cool with.
I can't, man.
First of all, Terry just called little boy sloth.
But
I can't.
yeah, I heard it.
I can't. I'm trying to ignore it, man.
But at the same time, there's a difference between like.
Yes, you were.
I can't deal with it.
And yeah, he
man.
does look a little bit like sloth, but you know that's what happens. You young
man.
and you don't know, like you know.
Let's stay off the sloth part and focus more on the ham and the milk,
Send
okay?
him some Baby Ruth bars.
Yeah, like let's stay off the. Let's stay off that.
Stop. You really going
stay off
there.
the Baby
I'm
Ruth.
sorry.
We're gonna stay off the sloth. We're gonna focus on.
Shouts to the Goonies.
Yeah, we stand
I
off.
just
No,
seen Goonies
we
like
stand,
the other day too.
No, we stand off Goonies. We
Goonie Goo Goo.
I feel like there's a difference between like a group of people jonesing on each other than a group of people clowning on somebody.
Yeah.
Like
I ain't gonna lie, he had me at the beginning. I seen that video. I was like,
No,
damn,
I was like, man, this is messed
That's
up.
I
messed
did
up,
too.
little
man.
kid.
Yeah, it caught me at
why they
first.
do him like that?
But at the same time,
man.
part of me was like, suck it up, young G, because like
Yeah.
life gets a lot harder than this.
We're not gonna focus on any of that foolishness.
Sorry.
we gonna stay on that 2% and that glaze. That's what we on.
Honey baked boy.
2% and
With
we
the
on that
pineapples
glaze.
and cherries.
We on that pineapple. We on that glaze. We are not on the foolishness. We on 2%. We on that glaze. That's all we
On
talking
that
about.
pork.
what's the difference, Mike?
Huh? What?
You should know.
Between what?
What's the difference, Mike?
Between what?
What?
Between the 2%, the Glaze, and the Goonies.
The Goonies is foolishness.
I'm sorry, the Baby Ruth. The Baby Ruth.
All that's foolishness. The glaze and the 2% actually happened.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
But I think,
we don't know.
Did
was
it really
2%.
happen?
but I
I'm
think,
sorry.
We don't know if it was 2%.
but I think
We don't know
calling
if
it,
was chocolate.
I think calling it 2% and Glaze is probably pretty close to.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
That's just as bad as
Now,
Goonies.
Wait a minute. I remember school lunches. Now I remember getting the milk. But when was
That's
they
as
giving
bad
out
as
ham
Goonies.
sandwiches like that?
Hey,
I don't know. Was it glaze?
must have been ham day.
No.
See.
Here we are.
All right, man. So look, I know we probably passed the hour now, but a matter of fact, we are as I look at the
Our
time.
mamas still love us, by the way.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Any music
So-
come out?
Yeah, let me as we get ready to wrap up. Did we miss anything music wise that came out? Shout out to South Memphis.
Music-wise, let me think here.
Did we miss anything? Any local?
Kenny and I dropped our album on Friday.
How
Oh,
about
there-
that?
Oh, that's
you
right.
go.
Maybe you should talk about the album that you put out.
Yeah, I forgot about
which
that.
is damn good, by the way. Shout out to the homie Pete Sayke.
Right on.
That's my brother, man.
Peter Sayke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
Peter
depending
Sayke
on what
Lonegevity.
websites you see, you might see
Shouts to all the
longevity.
blogs that don't pay attention, don't know how to write.
Yeah,
That
And
is,
the
But you on there though.
But I appreciate y'all sharing this.
Yeah.
But
the bad part is
Disclaimer.
they have the Spotify link and the artwork that has it spelled correctly.
Since ain't coming,
It ain't.
so
But yeah, man, like
that's part of it.
can you summarize real quick for us in terms of how the process was and and
Lit them up.
lit them up?
I just killed him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm listening. The process for what? Making a project? Or
Yeah,
what?
I mean, just overall, like, are you feeling good in terms of what you're seeing in terms of reception? Like, are you guys
so far
so good?
So far, everything's been good, man. We've got a couple good sharing. I've seen people come out and talk about people that I haven't seen or I don't know,
Mhm.
reaching out and saying, this project's really good. I appreciate you guys. Da 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 da. A few
That's
blogs
dope.
have picked it up. A few that we know are going to pick it up haven't shared it yet, which is
That's dope.
some bigger ones actually.
bong bong. Man.
Some bigger websites, which is actually reviews, which is actually great.
Burn, man.
Word. So it's 8 records
Mega
and then
Man
3
out
bonus
here.
joints, right?
So there's 8 records, yeah. Kenny and I did 8 songs. It's called Heaven Can Wait. It's kind of themed. Well, it's not isn't. It is themed. And there's a lot of socially conscious music on there.
Personal
So, yeah,
joints too
really.
And
about
some
his
trunk
life.
and some trunk music.
There's some trunk music on there too.
A little bit of that as well. Blueprint's on it from Ohio. Shouts to Blueprint.
Okay.
Selena Carrera from the West Coast. She sang on Hole in My Pocket.
Word.
That song got a lot of really good love when we put that out as a single.
That's one of my favorite joints on there.
Add To's on one of the bonus tracks.
Shot Town, what's up, homie?
Stick Figure from Topeka.
Kansas. Yep.
Yeah, mellow music. is on one song with Tona, who's from Toronto.
Shout out to the T-Dot, the homie Tona. What's up, bro?
And yeah, he's good people. And
Yeah,
Ill Brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Shaolin Fangs. Ill
Shaolin
Brown.
Fangs. Ill Brown did the mastering on the project too, so
Incredible engineer.
yeah,
I don't like Ill Brown hair, though. He got,
well, he
Hey,
still has
because
his
it
hair.
grows some
yeah,
hair.
that's why I
Is
don't
that
like it.
cyberbullying that you're doing?
That
Who,
is
me?
cyberbullying.
Yeah, I
That's
think
like
that-
reverse
yeah,
cyberbullying.
I'll
It
tell
is.
him, man. I tell him to his face. I don't like his hair.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't like his hair. But
Yeah, but the project's been received well, man. So happy about it. Last week, Fonte put out, or it wasn't even Fonte. It was God, what was his name? Chris.
oh, the joint that you played for me.
Yeah.
That was dope.
It's
yeah.
on the site. Is it the
Stroy Elliott shared that too. It was Chris David and
Chris-
something else.
Drumheads?
That's what it
yeah,
is.
but it's got Fonte and Elzai on it, and Eric Roberson.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That joint
And,
is crazy.
They put out a track listing for it too, which has Anderson .Paak and a whole bunch of people. That
dope
it's probably-
Should
features.
be nice.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
a dope
Nice.
project.
Yeah.
Jesse Boykins dropped the album.
Okay.
That should be good.
Kendrick Lamar
The reverse joint.
put it in reverse
Oh,
and
word.
officially released The Damn in reverse.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're calling it the collector's edition.
Right.
Me personally, I made a playlist and put it in reverse. Back when
Yeah, I
it
remember
came
you were
out.
telling me about that. Yeah.
Probably about a month after it came
Yeah.
out. So
Shout
they
out to
found out a way to capitalize off that. I ain't mad at them.
Jeezy's putting out an album too, and his track list look crazy. He has a record with Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, same record on the same
Wow.
record.
Yeah.
He's got some dope features, man. I think it's Travis Scott was on there. The joint with Kendrick and Cole with Jeezy should be very interesting. His track list
be.
look dope. We'll see. I think that comes out Friday. He was on Everyday Struggle pubbing that. So
No, I
That's
went
what's
to I was at a Jeezy show earlier this year, actually, with shout to Action Jackson and Lemmy Vice. We opened up for them. And I'll never forget, one of Jeezy's people came up to us and said, look here, don't play any Gucci Mane songs. You want to talk about a
Still.
beef that has still, and the thing is, like, look, I don't want those kind of problems.
at all.
So I was like, yes, sir, we won't play any Gucci Mane songs. So it was a wrap on that. But like I said, Jeezy puts on an incredible show. Like I didn't know he was that guy as far as putting on a show, but Jeezy puts on a show.
Shout out to Jeezy, man. Jeezy was a guy that I had to grow to learn.
He opened
to
for
like,
Jay, matter of
yeah.
fact.
No, in the Blueprint 3 tour. I remember
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
that show. But actually, I argue this with people, everybody, especially the hip hop purists, like as far like loosen up that backpack, man. That Thug Motivation 101
Thug Motivation was dope.
is a classic.
The Recession.
Standing ovation. When I hear that record now,
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, Jeezy.
Air Forces, come on.
I appreciate Jeezy more now in this era of trash because it's like I looked over.
You put him in the
thought that
category
was
with
hot
everybody
then.
else.
I thought that was hot then when it came out.
No, I thought it was cool then. Now I realize more that he actually put out some dope shit. Is what I'm saying. Like with there's so much trash now. It made me go back to be like, damn, I probably missed out on some people that actually had some dope material. And Jeezy's one of those
See,
people.
that Boys in the Hood album actually wasn't bad.
This is
Yeah,
how I knew what
Jody
Jeezy
Breeze.
had juice.
Who else was in that group? Jody Breeze, Jeezy, I can't remember.
Slick Pola.
Gorilla Zoe.
Gorilla Zoe was in
I saw
on
Gorilla Zoe once. Was that your showcase in Chicago that one time?
Yes, sir. That was interesting.
Yeah, that's how I know Jeezy had juice, because the advertisement for his Def Jam album was in the Boys in the Hood album, which was on Bad Boy.
Yeah.
So that cross promotion was crazy.
Shout out to Jeezy, man. I'm curious to. I definitely will give that a run. Shout out to Jeezy. Is there anything I'm missing before we get out of
Statik
here?
Selektah dropped 8, which was a new album too.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
He's dope on the beats, man. He usually gets good features too, so I definitely will.
His features are crazy again.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into that. He's
Yeah.
he's well known, man. Like, he gets a lot of dope features, so I'd be curious to see how that goes. Jay Moore, you want to pub anything? We know you the man.
I definitely
in
do.
Indianapolis. Go
I
ahead
would
and pub
definitely
that
do,
real
just
quick.
because, like I said, this is an international podcast, but we got a local focus here.
Talk to
So
him.
I need to shout out it's usually called the 24 or the 12 DJs of Christmas. Last year was the 24 DJs of Christmas.
Okay.
Now it's
I
just
saw
the
the flyer.
many DJs of Christmas.
There's
Shout out to my man DJ Indiana Jones for
Nice.
we
DJs.
pretty much outgrew being at the Vogue, and we're going to be on the Pavilion at Pan Am
Nice.
on 201 South Capitol Street, and Action Jackson, Lemmy Vice, Ali, Big Baby, Hugh Jeffner, DJ Metronome, It's too
Gabby
many.
Love in the
Gabby
building.
Love's going to be in the building.
Yeah.
Let's see, Nico Flores, Obi-Wan, DJ Rican, Rusty Redenbacher, Scott Metallic is going to be coming back in from Brooklyn.
What is the date for this?
Let's see. This is going to be
next Tuesday.
Next
right?
Tuesday.
Yeah. Next Tuesday. I've missed these.
Unfortunately, my favorite party DJ is not on there, but that's okay.
I might have liked to have been a part of that too.
Well, you know
Might have
what?
liked to. I like that.
We're going to have to fit you into one of the many next
Jay
year.
Diff,
We definitely
hey,
got to do that.
Jay Diff
But-
is a
but I saw the
cyberbully,
flyer.
but
I
he
saw
do
the
be
flyer. The
cooking
names
on
on
the
that
So
table.
if you follow any of us on social media, you'll see it. And the thing is, you'll get to see all these DJs,
Such
and
a
it's
great
only
backdrop.
2 canned goods to get in. No
Nice.
money. We're doing this
Ain't no
for
excuse.
We're doing
No
this for
excuses.
Gleaners Food Bank.
You said it's the pavilions. So where's that at?
It's at 201 South Capitol Street. It's downtown,
Okay.
Okay.
Indianapolis.
venue?
Bigger venue.
Okay.
And the thing is, we're doing this for the people. None of the DJs. We're donating all of our time. All the hosts and DJs are donating their
That's
time.
what's up.
We might need to go to
it's,
that.
It's the holidays, and we're really trying to do this for the people. So
Word.
definitely the mini DJs of Christmas happening downtown Indianapolis next Tuesday.
That's gonna be lit.
If you're in
Word.
town and
Yeah, I'm in there. I think I'm in there.
you definitely want to get involved with this. Like I said, don't ask me how you can get on the list. It's 2 canned goods. They're just, and don't come with no cream corn or no water chestnuts that you had in the back.
Water chestnuts.
You know, some people got those suspect canned goods and they just trying to clear out their pantry. No, come with something that, like I said, that people are actually going to need and use.
Okay.
That's
a good cause. That's
Some people might really like water chestnuts though.
They might
I
if
knew
they're
he
trying to
was
hook up
gonna
some
say that.
stir fry. I don't know.
I knew he was gonna say that.
I'm just saying what I'm talking about, and like I
Water
said, this
chestnut.
is something where, like I said, everybody's donating their time, and their talent,
Yeah.
and so you definitely want to come through, get
Don't
involved.
bring no fruitcake.
Yeah, don't bring with fruitcake. We
And don't bring no ham either.
or no 2%
Or
milk.
no 2% milk.
2%
You can bring
cream
Baby
corn.
Ruth though.
Huh?
2%
You can
cream
bring
corn.
Baby Ruth.
And
Yeah.
on that note, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up.
No bad ideas. Real
Shout out
quick.
to No Bad Ideas.
Coleman Dental, certainly.
New beanie joint here. I
Yeah.
love this design on the front.
You can't have that one.
Okay.
That one might be mine. I don't
This
know.
design is dope. Multiple colors on the front. So if you're an outfit person, you can go and get your swag up based off the colors on the front. This is dope. They got so much. They got so many good beans that gave us winter products. So shout out to No Bad Ideas. They take care of us. Shout out to Coleman Dental as well. 317-255-8546.
Get your teeth right.
Teethus.
Printfinity as well. I will be the first.
Get you a Merry Christmas sweatshirt.
Yeah.
You still got time.
Yeah, Printfinity's got the Merry Christmas joints. You can see that on Instagram as well. I will be the first sponsor artist for Printfinity. We just think we confirmed that. So,
You mean like right now in this moment?
yeah, I think we confirmed that. So, Longevity, DJ Jay Diff,
Jay Moore.
Jay Moore in the building. I was going to say the incomparable DJ Spoolz, but Spoolz, we love you, by the way, man. Can't wait
Get
to
home
see you
safe,
next week.
Playboy.
Jay Moore, we appreciate you as always, bro.
No
You are
doubt, man.
family. We
No
appreciate
doubt.
you coming out to kick it with us. And that's going to conclude episode 59. Remember, bringingdowntheband.com. Check out our Patreon site. We got a lot of great things going on, raffles, wax, etc. And we will see you guys next week. We appreciate the support and love. Peace.